This video is brought to you by Gladiator Concealment and S4 Tactical Gear. Links are in the description box below. What's up, guys? It's Michael and Kyle with AKM Tactical. We appreciate y'all watching, and today I am very excited to tell you that I bought the Surefire Tactician. This is a light that actually I've been looking at for quite a while now.
Since Yeager started talking about it.
Yeah, it was actually a light that James Yeager went in with Surefire and helped design, and it is just a super cool light. I carried the Surefire 6PX Tactical for a long time. It's a 320 lumen model, and actually they've upped their lumen output on these to 600 now. So you can buy these in the G2Xs for 600. That has 600 lumens, and they're relatively inexpensive.
Good light.
It's a good light. It really is. You know,
for EDC.
if you're good, if you're okay with, yeah, throw you a therm switch on it. It's a pretty good light. If you're into, you don't mind carrying a light with a big kind of a fat head on it.
Bezel.
You know, it's a good light. But I wanted something smaller. I wanted something brighter. I wanted something that I would buy and carry for years. You know, and
this light here is the Streamlight ProTac 2 LX, which is my everyday carry light. I think it's a great light. John Lovell did a good video about it. Me and Michael both like and trust Streamlight products. I also bought with it rechargeable batteries and a battery recharger.
Yep.
So like yesterday we lost power. I actually had to change out my light battery. Had one sitting there ready to go.
Yeah.
So love this light, but the smallest light on the table is Michael's Tactician.
Yeah, and it was really a toss-up between the Tactician and the 2LX. This like he said, this is a great light. It just had some features on it that I just was not for me. I didn't want, and I was willing to shell out the coin to pay for the features I wanted. Mm-hmm. This light's 500 or 550 lumens?
500, yeah.
500 lumens. It has the 10 tap technology, so it does all that kind of stuff, but it's a clicky tail cap, and the tail cap is it's got the guards on it, so you can kind of run it, momentary only, but it's not really designed around momentary only. The Tactician is 100% momentary only. I can shove this as hard as I can, and you see how bright it is, and it's still going to be momentary only. Doesn't matter if I let off of it, it's over. And one thing I really like about it is it's super easy to press. Like really easy to press. This one was a little bit harder to press. I found that if I moved my thumb a certain way, it would turn off. This one, no matter what I do, it stays on. 800 lumens out of this thing, so it's a beast of a flashlight for the size. I mean, when you look at the size of it, I don't know how well you can see that, but it is a beast of a flashlight. I'll try to roll in some stills of it. I'll try to take some photos of it and roll in, but it is a beast of a flashlight for 800 lumens for the size. Twist the tail cap for constant on, so if you want it to be on all the time, you can do it, but you have to really make your mind up that that's what you want. You also turn the bezel for 5 lumens, so just a little 5 lumen task light. That's pretty cool if you're if you're needing just a little bit of light, you can use it. But I leave it on the 800 powerhouse, and that's where it's at. Has a max vision beam, so
tell them about that.
The way that it's designed, this light has a lot of throw. It has a good hot spot that goes out there, and that hot spot is bright. You can see a lot with that hot spot. But the spill is not near as bright, and you can't really tell a lot about what's going on. So put that into a self-defense aspect if you're in a self-defense thing at night. I flash it, I hit this guy right, and I can see him. Let's say we're in a grocery store, okay? What's the distance, average distance on the grocery store aisle? 25 yards, give or take. All right, let's say I light this guy up at 25 yards. And I can see him. I can see what he's doing. I can see that he's got a gun. I can see everything's going on. I can't see his two buddies around him because the spill on this light is not... Whoops. The spill on this light is not all that bright. Go into this light. There again, it has a hot spot that's really bright, and it has a pretty decent spill too. You know, so you can probably see a little better with this light. With the max vision beam, it's pretty much all spill. And it's not dim spill, it's super bright spill. So 25 yards, I can see everything in a huge section. 50 yards, I can see a lot in a huge section. This light was actually, it was designed by Jaeger for gunfighting. I mean, it is exactly what it was
all
designed
that light is
for.
For fighting.
It is for fighting. And I have a light that I use for tasks, and I have a light that I use for fighting. And this is my, if I had to get into it, this would be my fighting light. It has this really cool clip that I put on there, and I just added, it came with a cord, like a piece of some kind of cordage.
That clip was on there, right?
The clip was on here. The clip came with it. I actually had to put the clip on, but it came with it. But it came with a piece of cord, like regular shoelace, almost what it looked like, that had a little plastic, thing in there to take up slack. I didn't like that. It's very loose, and it took a lot to get it around your hand. I put a piece of shot cord on it, so I can just wrap it around the light, and now I can go hands-on. If I have to go hands-on with somebody, if I have to reload my gun, if I have to do anything, I can do it, and the light stays where I need it to. I can actually clamp it on like this, and I can actually kind of get a two-handed grip on my firearm. So that was another really cool thing about it. I didn't have to buy anything extra like a therm or anything like that that would take up more space in my pocket. That's another thing about this light that really sold me, is it is so freaking small. I mean, for what it is and what it can do, it's so small. But yet it's big enough I can get my hand all the way around it, and I still have like a striking bezel. I can operate the light. Some of those lights out there are so small that you can't do anything with them. You can't operate them. You can actually operate this one. It has a really good beefy pocket clip that I do not see breaking ever. You have to actually take the light apart to take the pocket clip off. So that's a really good thing, because a lot of these lights have kind of crappy pocket clips and they end up breaking. I don't foresee this one breaking. It's a little on the expensive side. Anything that you buy from Surefire usually is, but
comparatively to some of their other lights, it's not bad.
It's not that bad.
No, I agree.
I actually bought this one from Ike at Big Tex Outdoors. Big shout out to Ike. He has some really good stuff and some really good prices.
Use PracTax code.
If you use PracTax code, which I used for this one, you get 15% off. So anyways, I got this light for like $120. So it's normally $140. So
yeah,
the thing about using Ike from Big Tex, especially if you use PracTax code, you can get about the same value that you'd get shopping through Amazon, but it's actually shopping with a company that is shooters that are gun people. You don't have to worry
about it being a fake either.
It's not going to be fake. And his $4 shipping, I think is what I paid, is 2-day shipping.
Really?
Yeah. So I ordered it on like a Friday or like a Thursday.
Yeah, you had that mug
and I had it in like 2 days. So big shout out to Ike. He's doing some really good things. I've bought a couple things from him. I'm gonna keep buying stuff from him.
I like Ike.
Yep, I like Ike. But the Surefire Tactician, the E2T-MV Tactician. This is gonna be my new light that I tote everywhere, every single day. I really love it. It's super lightweight, super small, and super bright. I don't see replacing this light ever. They're going to have to come out with something pretty.
And they might,
awesome.
Man. We are living in good times as far as lights goes, as far as guns go. I mean, like, that we are just...
Yeah.
I mean, it's blowing up, man. You go ask a cop from the 90s or the 80s, like what they would give to have an 800 lumen.
Oh man,
That was unheard of.
you know, back then, if you had a friggin' 40 lumen incandescent bulb, you had the lightsaber back then.
In this package.
And I mean to be so small.
What?
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy.
It's like the cell phone on Zoolander.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And by the way, it runs off of 2 CR123 batteries, so very standard in the light game as far as batteries are concerned. I love it.
It's light.
I'm not going to replace it.
It's light, like lightweight.
Yeah, super lightweight.
Super lightweight. I mean, it's lighter than mine. Which this isn't. I wouldn't consider this super light, but it's much lighter. I don't know the ounces difference, but it feels lighter for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely worth the money, no doubt about it. It's funny. My wife was like, "Why did you buy a $120 flashlight?" Yeah, but if you
Girl, you need to watch our channel more.
yeah, if you're into carrying one every day,
Yeah,
check it out. It's
Buy
worth it.
once and just be done with it. I mean, dude, how long have you been carrying this?
I carried that light for at least 2 years.
And it's not even like.
You can't even tell that I've.
And this was just
toted it.
riding in your pocket.
Yeah, it never had any kind of switch or any. It never had a pocket clip. It just rode in my pocket.
You need to get therm for this one. Though.
Yeah, it does need a therm. Yeah, but it may end up going on a rifle. But I don't know. Probably not. And now that light is my bedside light. It stays on my bed. It stays beside my bed. That's my bedside light. That way, if I've got to get to my
And guys, you probably only need one fighting light.
Yeah.
But you need multiple lights across the board.
Yeah.
So you ain't got to spend $120 every time you buy a light. But for one that you know you're going to depend on and you know that you're going to carry for years, go ahead and buy it one time. Eat the cost. If you don't want to shell out that kind of coin, you can buy this one.
It's not a bad light for the money.
No, not at all. Or this one's not bad for the money either.
Yeah, if you're okay with carrying a bigger, heavier flashlight, the new Surefire 6Ps or the G2X.
How much is that going to run you?
This light?
No.
That light, I think this light's about 70.
Yeah.
The G2X is like 50.
How many lumens is it?
It's 600 lumens. But it's a
pretty good for the
it's the same size. It's just polymer. It's not metal.
And I think this one runs, what, about 50?
You can get this light for about 50 around in there. And then if you want to do the 18650 rechargeable, it's another $30.
Yeah, I think I spent about $80 for the whole setup.
package. That's the only downfall for this light to me, is it only takes CR123s because
Some
it's
people
so
want that.
small. Some people are fine with that. I'm fine with that. But it would have been cool if I could have put 18650 in it. That would have been alright too. But, it is what it is.
It is what it is, brother. It's a good light.
It's a great light for the money. I'm not...
Steve Fisher's running it.
Yeah, Steve Fisher's
Of course,
running
Yeager
one.
is.
Of course, Yeager's running one. John
Half of
Lovell's
his
running
alumni
one.
are probably running it.
Yeah, I figure most of his diehard alumni is running
Including
them.
half of us. So.
Yeah, including
We're
half
both
of
alumni.
us. So, but I would encourage you guys, if you're really looking for a bomb-proof fighting light, to check out the Surefire Tactician.
That's, as far as I'm concerned right now, that's the best, EDC fighting light on the market.
I was looking at the is it the EB2, the long backup, the EB2 backup or whatever it is, maybe the EDC L2 something. It's 1200 lumens, but the light is a lot longer than this, and the pocket clip is kind of crummy and the light tends to fall out of your pocket. So that was my biggest turn off on that one. But it did have the gas pedal switch, which is the lightly press it for the low lumen, press it hard for the high lumen. So anyways, guys, I don't want to take up no more of your time. Surefire Tactician, check it out. We'll put a link to Ike at Big Text down in the description box, so you can go to his website and try it out and check it out. If I was going to buy again, I would buy from him. Good dude. Sells good quality stuff at good prices.
And he's a shooter, too.
And he's a shooter, too. And he also does a drill of the month thing. So
we need to start doing that.
We need to start doing that, because if you win some really cool stuff, like aftermarket barrels for your Glocks or Surefire weapon lights. I mean, he gives away some good stuff. So,
No doubt.
anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them in the comment section below, or you can always jump over to the Facebook page. We always get into a more in-depth conversation there. We will also provide links to this light and our social media outlets, akmtactical.com, and our sponsors in the description box below. But anyways, guys, we appreciate y'all watching. Y'all be safe.